how important is communication and transparency in the process? And then I guess to look at best practices to recommend as well. Like how important is it? Because obviously you're going to get John wants one way, Sally wants another way. It's obviously how are you going to get them to meet in the middle? Because
Yes, absolutely.
you like you said again, you get people that are stubborn who need to be informed. Just it'd be good to get your thoughts.
Yes. Best practice is a good thing. I think there's definitely not a one size fits all approach to this, but the one thing I learned is that data people rarely over communicate. It's very rare that data people ever over communicate. They usually are very self conscious, and that's why they under communicate. And I think that is just a general problem. It's not seen as the most important thing usually in data efforts, right? And when it's
Mm-hmm.
then being communicated, it's being kept very short, and there's not a lot of, let's say, framing or phrasing that is put into it to make it sound impactful to people. So what I'm actually suggesting is to have more of a communication toolbox, right? And that
Mm-hmm.
means, for example, to think more structurally about your communication and not just do it when you think about it all of a sudden, right? And that means that ideally you have a plan where you can say, I want to talk to specific audiences on specific channels, for example, like a Teams message or rather an email or rather a meeting, in certain frequencies about certain topics with certain tonalities through certain people in my team. And the more you then actually plan ahead and you can mix and match these different aspects of it into communication paths, then you can actually make it much more intentional and then address people in the right way, doing what needs to be done. So I think the best practice that I'm trying to say is it's more about being intentional and structured in your approach of communication and not to just leave it be like an ad hoc or improvised thing. Just give it a bit more attention. And I think that automatically can make you better in what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah. So